We are
Uncommon People. Hey yo, what's going on?
Hey, well, thanks everyone for joining us today. It is a breezy 77 degrees here in Austin, Texas, especially here on the hilltop. Today I'm joined by probably the most requested guest I've had. So it's kind of surreal to have him here in person talking, right? So without further ado, it is Uncommon People. You want guys introduce yourselves real quick?
That's fine. I'm Tony Aguilera. I'm the keyboard player for Uncommon People.
I'm Diego. I'm the bass player.
My name is Zeke. I'm the vocalist.
I'm Devin, and I'm the guitarist.
My name is also Devin, and I'm the guitarist.
Oh, actually, my name is Devin as well.
My middle name is Devin. My grandma.
And my name is Devin too, and I'm the Right on. Well, like I said, thanks for just chilling out with me. Yesterday just breezed by fast. I don't know if you guys ended up watching the Batman movie.
No.
Yes.
I
saw it before it came out.
So yesterday I go and it was when the tickets first came out real quick, and I was like, you know what? My friends and I were like, let's go watch it, but we get out of work at 8. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not gonna wait till 8.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a showing at 2:15. And I watched it twice yesterday. The second time I got out at 9:45. No, it was a 9:45 showing. I didn't get out till like 1 in the morning. So then it was fun. So I'm like a little bit half awake, but coffee and Sprite will help me through the day, right? Yeah, man, it was good. So watch it.
So he was just
No,
it's a
I'm
3-hour movie, right?
Yeah, 3 hours.
Wow, dude.
We're gonna watch it on Monday.
You should. It's really fun. It's more surreal, right? It's not like the Marvel movies where it's all like a big ass alien just comes and destroys everything. It's kind of more surreal.
And they're fighting and no one has any cuts on them.
Yeah. This time around, this dude, I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm pretty sure you know what happens. It's a little bit more surreal when it comes to like the Batman. But anyways, yeah. And what did y'all do yesterday? Anything fun?
Dude, I got a piercing.
There you go, right?
Show the camera real quick what you got.
Yeah. Got my septum piercing. It
Let me
hurts
see
so
that.
bad, bro.
Let me see that. I didn't even see it.
Oh my god. It hurts so bad.
Ouch.
I started tearing up like crazy.
Oh.
Because it's a big rod they like feed through your nose.
Yeah,
They
right.
leave it in there for a second. He's like, alright, let me do something real quick. And he comes back and like feeds it through and like twists it and like that part hurt the most.
Like shaking.
Apparently he was like
I
described, right?
Yeah, the guy who pierced me, I looked at him, he was tearing like right there with me. I'm like, bro, what?
It's like a connection you have.
He's like,
right?
oh, it's just, I'm sorry. It's like some dirt in my eye, but it's just some dirt. Whoa, you had a moment? He was having a moment.
Is someone cutting some onions here? Like, right?
This is my first one.
That's beautiful, man.
Well, so is it still hurt now for you?
Oh, dude, I'm an idiot. We went to Pluckers yesterday, and like we had like buffalo wings, and you know I had some sauce up here.
man.
And without thinking, bro, I was like, all right, let me wipe this sauce off. Boom, right
on
on
your
the
nose.
nose. There's so much pain, bro.
And he started crying, and then also the waitress started crying. So they shared a moment. They also shared a moment.
What's the waitress name? Devin as well?
And Devin as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, thanks for just joining me today, man. Again, everyone pretty excited for this. I know so I am. So, yeah, let's get to it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, how did you start for the band? What was the idea of Uncommon People in the beginning?
Let one of these guys start.
So about what 2 years now?
Yeah,
2 years, right? So 2 years ago, we pretty much all kind of coincidentally worked together, but didn't really like know each other. And then me and Tony were on the same project. From there, we both kind of realized we both like music, and it was at first like, oh yeah, let's hang out. Oh yeah, we'll totally hang out. And then one day we actually were just like, all right, well, let's actually hang out. Like, let's be serious about it a little
I'm
bit.
tired of ignoring you, Tony.
Yeah, this is my 8th excuse. How many times I can make him up. Anyways, we started making music, and then Tony actually knew Dan and his brother, these two.
I met him 2 years ago too.
But yeah, we pretty much just started the band from mutual interests, and then Zeke ended up coincidentally working there, and I knew him from like a party like a year and a half before that.
Wait, I think they met at a party before like they even knew they worked at the same
Yeah.
time.
And I met him the same night.
Yeah.
I met them both the same night. They didn't know each other.
Yeah.
He ran around my
Nice.
fiance's
Yo,
empanadas,
I did too.
and he was like,
So
"Man,
good.
I was performing with this other guitarist, and he like snatched the guitar and started like shredding on it essentially." And I guess like a year and a half later, essentially we kind of reconvened. I remember inviting him to my house one time for this jam thing. I think like a couple of months after that, but then I didn't see him again until like.
So when we eventually found ourselves in Devin's house,
Yeah, I'm
like, wait a
it's
second.
almost like the Spider-Man thing. We're like
Like,
we're all looking at each other. Like, it's so weird because it's like I saw kind of something, and then I saw him at work.
So like the universe just kind of put you all together.
Literally, that's
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah,
happened.
yes.
That's what
good,
happened.
Josh.
There you go, right? So
Yeah.
hey, maybe it is meant, right?
I think it is. That's what happened. We couldn't fight it if we
It
wanted.
was
to.
destined.
It was destined, right?
It was destiny, yes.
Right on, dude. Literally, that's pretty cool. A lot of people don't. I know that a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, this is my friend, and I. But it's crazy how your band literally started from. You can probably credit it to the universe now, right?
Yeah.
Just like it just randomly just a boom right there.
Yeah.
And now we have a beautiful group now, right?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I've had the privilege of watching you guys. At first, I'm part of the top radio group, and I didn't know who Uncommon People were. I think the first time you performed, and it was just when I saw you set up, I'm like, who are these people? And I'm just usually I'm a rock guy. I'm just a dude who's just like kind of like progress rock. I don't know if you know.
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, like the Idols. I don't know if
Yeah.
you heard the Idols, but I just kind of like that, like almost angry at the world type of rock music.
Yeah.
But then when I listened to you, it was just like, oh shit, like just you should make I don't know. To me, you kind of wanted to just smoke a bit, just go like chill out and everything. I can't because I have asthma, right?
No, I'm sorry.
I have to carry this bad boy everywhere I go.
So
Right?
that's what you're hitting on.
Yeah, so this is mine. I just want to blow it out a bit. But yeah, it was pretty good, man. I mean, just your voice is just so soothing, and I think like I said, everyone who I know that are in the group, like I said, I think you guys were, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. You guys are performing next 7 days from now, or no, 6 days at South by.
Yeah.
So the idea is that everyone wants to go see you.
Yeah.
Everyone's pretty hyped about that. So I think that's pretty cool that you already have kind of, in a sense, almost a cult with you following you, right? In a way,
Yeah.
or a friendly one, not like a bad one, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
not like a crazy evil one. But the point is, it's fun. You guys are just so much fun to listen to,
Yeah.
to enjoy. So
Man, it's fun to like be able to do this with these guys and for you, like the audience, be able to see people's reactions and expressions and just like I think to me the main thing is like that moment that we all shared. Like you said, you didn't know who we were before that, but in that moment we all like shared that. Everyone there
Yeah.
and it's like, we're able to eventually hopefully show ourselves to you and you're able to fill our hearts and like
No,
I guess that's why we're here now.
no,
you
yeah,
know?
and the funny thing was, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I played the music on, and we were just kind of laughing about it because it was like it's kind of that music you can just walk around downtown, just snapping your fingers go like that, right? It's like, why not? It's real fun to listen to. So, yeah, I think that's again the privilege that I had to watch you guys perform, and hopefully I've been working Southwest. I can't promise I can make it,
Mhm.
but I'm only wishing for the best for y'all. So I know you guys will just totally kill it for sure.
I'm gonna insert some promotion. We'll be there for GoFest on Friday of next week.
Yeah.
We'll be on at 7 o'clock, right, guys?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah. Make sure you guys join us if you can.
Right on. Yeah. Well, perhaps maybe like in a whole group or individuals. What kind of who? If there's someone who kind of inspired you or something to get into music, what was that? Perhaps.
I would say, personally speaking, my sister inspired me to get into it because she gifted me like a drum kit when I was little, and for the longest time I thought it was my dad, which I was like, wow, he did something good for the first time. Dad jokes aside. I found out like maybe 5 years ago that it was actually her that gifted to me. So I had this first stacked drum kit. I lost my sticks, so I started using knives, and that went bad immediately. But because of her, I got into the rhythm of drums and just listening to musicians and copying them through the radio, and that's how I learned like my basics. So she's the one who inspired me to get into it, and she keeps investing in me. So like the goal is to, eventually see her investments go back to her, because yeah, if not, I'm gonna be in debt.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's love, man.
Wow.
I mean, I started playing like bass in church, and it was like all right. And then one day in my 8th grade year, my cousin, he was like, "You want to go to South by with me?" I'm like, "Sure, we're gonna go see this free show." I'm like, "All right, cool." Bro, we got in, we got really close to the stage, and the Strokes walked out.
Oh,
And the
wow.
Strokes was the first like ever kind of concert I've ever been to. Outside of like Christian music, blew my freaking mind. I'm like, all right, I want to play music like that.
Yeah.
I want to like be a musician like that. It's really what sparked it.
That was a really good first concert, right? I mean,
Yeah,
seriously,
for
for
free.
free.
Like,
Was that when the fences got torn
Yeah,
down?
fences got torn
What?
down. They
That's
just bum rushed it.
epic,
type
man.
of
Yeah.
thing.
So you told me like the whole crowd just destroyed a fence?
And then like we all got smushed up like sardines, and like the crowd was jumping, so you'd have to jump with them. It was real
It was like episode of
Oh my
SpongeBob.
god, it was really fun though. I was like,
Yeah,
damn, the
that's
energy's
scary, bro.
crazy.
I don't want to jump.
Also
You have
fun.
to. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, hey, adrenaline rush. I guess for me, I think I'll go back off of him, like the imitation of like hearing people on the radio and stuff. My dad would just like play these old school artists like Earth, Wind and Fire and like
Oh, yeah.
Boyz II Men and like these different like Commodores and these different like old school bands and be like, I remember being like 5 years old, be like, guess who that is? In the back seat, just like playing Guess Who. And I think like that was kind of a thing for me, and I always wanted to imitate and replicate and trying to find out how to do that within my own way. Still trying to learn how to do that, but I think with these guys, we're finding like a world that we can like essentially like express ourselves in like in our way in that like safe space. And yeah, it's just through like imitation. I think that art is pretty much that, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
just like imitating real life and vice versa. So that I would say so. Inspiration.
What they all say. I'm just kidding. All of that. All of that. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like it kind of started when I was a kid too, with like everybody else. My parents, they all listened to such different music. It was anything from like old R&B to like folk, like Bob Dylan to, yeah, like Earth, Wind and Fire or Stevie Wonder. And then I got my first taste of music whenever I was like in 6th grade, and I joined orchestra to play violin. And I wanted to be like this cool, like, well, violist actually, but violist just sounds worse. I don't know why. You know, like violinist sounds like.
Yeah.
Anyways,
A violin dude, right?
yeah. I just like strings, but I always wanted to play the dramatic parts of like Ozzy Osbourne songs, or like when they had the giant like orchestral sounds.
Yeah.
And so I remember trying to like imitate that. And so for 6th and 7th grade, I did that. And then I kind of just gave up on it. I was like, whatever. And so it wasn't until I was like 14 that I got my first guitar. And then I would sneak into like where my older brother, he's like 10 years older than me. He pretty much had a drum set in this one spot that no one was supposed to go. It's kind of like in Step Brothers, where like he's literally protective over his drum set. Like, you never touch it. And so I would sneak in and I would like play his drum set when no one else was home, so no one could rat me out. And
Yeah.
then I would play guitar and try listening to like CDs that they had. It was anything from like crazy metal, like Cradle of Filth or Metallica or Iron Maiden, to like Stevie Wonder. And so I loved like imitating things too. I felt like that was my first thing. Or like Jimi Hendrix, for example.
Oh, right.
I love his like stuff like that.
And yourself?
Well, I was just gonna say, going back to the father thing, my father was actually my father was actually in a cumbia band. I don't know if you guys know what cumbia is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
back in
grew
the
up from the
90s.
valley. Dude.
Oh yeah, dude, hell yeah.
No,
dude.
that's bro.
Yeah, you're from the valley too?
No, we're from Austin.
Oh,
bro,
you know,
yeah.
it's down, dude, man. Every when the Cowboys win, that you know it's gonna be a bad night when the Cowboys win, and all nighters, boom, 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 like just the bass of cars everywhere, and it's crazy because even then your guns are pow, 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 and I'm like, dude, it's nuts. So yeah, it's
They know how to party down there, I guess, bro.
It's a Monday.
I know.
It's crazy. My mom's always like, "Can you take the house?" And I'm like, I'm there in my room, just like, dude. So when the Cowboys lose, it's a little bit of a. I know we're going kind of off topic, right?
No,
When
no,
the
no,
Cowboys lose,
yeah.
it's a little heart thing. He's like, at least I can live another day, right? You know,
I go to
my
sleep
chan-
at
my
peace.
yeah, my chances of staying alive would be a little bit more better if they just lost, right?
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I'm also a Cowboys fan. May you respect. I've been through the hardships too, yes. No, but yeah, my father, he was in the cumbia band, and in the family, he's a musician, and then from there, me and my brother. My sister, she's an artist as well, so like most of us all have like some art influence in that, you know what I mean? But like that's where I get my influences from, just family.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And I guess kind of, another question on the side, do you perhaps, would you say the music you make is the music that you enjoy? Kind of like, and rather, let me put it this way,
That's a good question.
because a lot of people, when I'm interviewing them, a lot of people say, well, I do it for the audience, and some people say, no, I do it for myself, because I'm gonna create, like, I told one guy, I was talking to him, he was like, I don't care what people think about my music, it's more that I enjoy my music, and if people enjoy it, fine, if they
Yeah.
don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys kind of have the same mindset?
That's definitely our vibe, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, like, we love creating music and like hearing it back, and if it's enjoyable to us multiple times, I feel like other people will enjoy it like that, you know. But then again, like we're kind of doing it for us.
So yeah, so it's true to yourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That's
like
true.
in terms of like songwriting, when I'm like listening, like and trying to like construct a song, like initially the melody is what I feel. So like that I don't care what anyone else says about that. So I'm doing that for me. But also when it comes down to songwriting and the words and trying to relate to people, and so you don't detach yourself from them. That's when I think about the audience because you have to. You can't. I don't want to be over people's heads where it's like. It sounds good, but they have no idea. But like, I want to be able to like have them feel us, but still be able to like appreciate it. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
definitely,
so at the end of the day, even if you don't like it, you respect it because you know that was like work put into it. That it comes from the heart, but that there's some mental stuff in there as well to be able to get people to move and groove. Like in creating the chords and things that they do, it comes from the heart. But also, it's like we want people to dance, or we like want people to feel this feeling. So it's like that's a mental thing. You're trying to like purposely trying to get them to emote something.
And you
So it's
successfully,
like,
and
so
you
it's-
successfully do it because I know that when I was listening, I forgot one of the tracks. I remember Brain Fart, but I know that you posted a video in the back of the song, kind of like with the Black Lives Matter stuff, and it hits because it's like all this shit that we're going through in America right now is a really shitty problem. I mean, I'm sure everyone can agree.
Yeah.
And
the song is Our Eyes.
yeah,
Brown skin.
Brown
Skin number one. Brown skin number one. Yeah, you're right.
It literally, I don't want to sound all dramatic, but it made me tear up because it's like I'm at a point where I'm privileged as a white man to walk in and not fear that. And I can't, for you or anyone else who's there, I can't say that they have the same privilege as I do, and it sucks because it's like I wish people could feel the way I do, feel protected, feel safe, and you can't, unfortunately, sometimes.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's a very shitty feeling. I would imagine.
But that's why the music, we create a safe space.
Exactly.
For that, to be able to like not only, I think it plays a part in it. I think a lot of times people think like the world kind of affects the music, but I think music affects the world a lot. And the things that you hear and listen to can really like construct your mind in a whole nother way. So I'm like, I understand that there's all this hate and all this, like, I love the progressive rock and like, like you want to like go hard on it, but I think sometimes that's not all we feel. And so like, I feel like it's our duty, I guess, to like be able to like get people to think, okay, what else are you feeling? You're like poking them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this, you feel that too? It's like you feel that as well? Because we're like, we're multi-faceted people. We have multiple emotions and things that we experience. So I think that's pretty much what we're trying to express to the day. The different emotions that anybody could experience.
And it's such a beautiful thing that you guys wrote these songs because again, it's more that you have a group of people who just love them and just it's so unique. It's so I guess personal when listening to the music. And that's something that I don't think a lot of artists can capture. I feel like a lot of the times when I'm listening to some of my music, it's just real like you can tell it's unauthentic. Especially when you hear I don't know specific examples, but like the best thing I can say is that you guys are to yourselves unauthentic. I feel that when you guys are playing, singing, and just having fun, especially when I saw you guys, everyone was in it. You can tell everyone was just jamming out, just moving their heads. It was just so fun. So I think like I said, it's really authentic to you guys, and I think that's something that a lot of bands don't capture at all.
That's why I was just smiling. I was like,
What that guy said.
Yeah, right. So it's kind of the band Uncommon People, right? Where'd the name come out of, right?
Actually, our first name.
Is it just a band?
That's how you can cuss
Don't
say anything.
That's a bad word. That's a bad word.
Is it just simply as it says, just Uncommon People here, right?
I'm gonna just condense this story.
Yeah,
So we were deciding the name and couldn't come up with shit. Took a very long. Someone's calling me.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Sorry, where was I?
I can't come up with anything.
We couldn't come up with anything. We were at my place. We spent like 8 hours just doing nothing but name researching, trying to figure out if this name was taken, how long it had been, if it was, all this kind of shit. And then we all wrote names into like a bag or hat or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of thing that you put things in. You know what I'm talking
No, yeah, yeah.
about. Other things that things are.
There's a little paper, you wrinkle up the little papers and just throw it, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And then Uncommon People was the name that was chosen, and none of us were happy with it. So we were like, fuck it, let's go with it. And then it just kind of grew on us.
It grew on us. Yeah.
Like, after I think it was
you
after
lied. It said common people, and I said we're not common.
Yeah,
And then- yes, it did. It said common people, and
Oh
I
my
said
God.
we're not common. And someone's like, I'm like uncommon people. I'm like, cool, that's what it is. And we're like, fine, that's what it is then.
Fine, have it your
And
way.
we all just laughed. And we all just laughed, and we're like, whatever. Our name's uncommon people. I went home. I'm like, yeah. Told my fiance, I'm like, your name's uncommon people. They're like, all right. And they're like,
it's
like
just a cool name.
Months later.
all this time later, we feel it, we get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
No,
it.
it's an interesting name. It's a good name because it's like, it has such a nice ring to it. I don't know. I mean, I think you guys killed it. I know that what, a lot of people just don't know what the hell the name of their band. I mean, anyone does when it starts, but it's like, you guys literally killed that. I think when I heard Uncommon People, I'm like, that's actually kind of a cool name. And I was just like, it's like you have other people that just name themselves, like, there's this one called like Hot Dog Stand or some shit like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys going on, right? I mean, hey, power to them, right? I have that.
Lysol cake.
But
Disinfect,
Lysol
you know what I
cake?
mean? Like, yeah.
they're like,
Generic box.
yeah, like 99% of germs, right? That's what you're gonna be. Or the band's name is 0.1% of germs, right?
Yeah, that one, point one.
Yeah, I forgot that one, right?
Yeah.
But it's cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, I guess on an individual level, or perhaps maybe as a group, right? What do you guys like to do in your free time?
Smoke a lot of weed.
Hey, yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, realistic, or smoke a lot of tobacco, right?
Yeah,
Tobacco.
yes.
Whenever we're in the legal states,
Just
we tend to, the states where we're legal and we're traveling, we might partake in certain things.
Yeah.
Not illegal,
But in
you know,
Texas, no.
But
You
yeah.
guys just smoke tobacco. Just smoke regular cigarettes, right?
Well, no, I'm a vocalist, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But,
Yeah.
Or maybe you just have some calories with you. You eat some calories.
Yeah.
So there you go, right?
Calories.
Calories are good,
I
yeah.
think I have some right here. This
there you
right
go.
40 calories right here, so
There you
I
go,
gotta
right?
carry some with
This
me.
one I have. Holy shit, 230. My doctor's not gonna be happy, man. I've been trying to lose some weight, and because yesterday I went out for a bit. Of course, social distancing. Didn't want to, I don't fuck with Corona, right?
Yeah.
And I was there, and today I woke up just tired. So then I went and I took a lot of ibuprofen, especially because I sprained my damn knee.
What happened?
I was running for lab, and the surfaces were uneven on the grass. So my leg went, and it went this way upwards.
Oh.
And the girl, she was right next to me, and I'm like holding my leg, and I'm like, oh god damn it. And like, I don't know if you can see, but like the ants bit me real bad.
From falling after?
Yeah, I was like,
Whoa.
ant hills everywhere on there.
Trap.
And like, you should have seen them earlier. They're all like, I don't want to get all Animal Planet on shit like this, right? But it was just all full of, it was infected, of course. So I had to go to the doctor and get that checked out, and my knee, but I totally sprained it now. Point is, the girl, I'm there, I'm like holding my leg, and I'm like, oh god damn it. And then she looks at me and she's like, I can't tell if you're faking it or not. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm holding my leg. Like, and she's like, I thought it was a part of the lab, I thought you're tricking everyone else. I'm like, I looked at her straight dead in the eye, and I'm like, I'm not lying.
What the heck?
And then she was just frozen, and just to scare her, I knew it wasn't broken, dislocated, but I'm like, I broke my leg. I need you to do it. So get to me now. And she's like, she starts staring at me at the ground, and she starts looking everywhere, and I'm like, I broke my leg. I need you to go call her. And she just froze. And then I looked at my professor, and I'm like, hey! And he looks at me, he's like, are you hurt? And I'm like, for a second in my brain, I'm like, if you see a fat dude on the ground holding his leg and laying down, you would probably think, yeah, this dude's hurt or something.
Are you hurt?
But fortunately, now, dude,
No, this is how I lay.
yeah, this is how I like. It's a trap, right? We gotta go in. But yeah, that was that, right? I don't even know how we started talking about the band name to this, right?
Is
But
it any better now?
man,
Ibuprofen. We're talking about ibuprofen.
I do. I have.
That's why
I
you were
took, I
talking
took
about
about like 600 milligrams in the
Mm.
morning. So hopefully it's better. I mean, I can walk on it. I guess when I go incline, the side of my ankle hurts. I don't know.
That's all there is around here, bro.
Yeah.
Hills, bro.
Hell,
Dude.
hell,
I'm from like I mentioned, South Texas, so we're just extremely
Flat
flat
land,
lands.
Yeah.
And up here, when I'm walking, it looks flat, but I'm like, like, and I'm just tired. And then my uncle or my friends are like, "Why are you out of breath?" I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And you realize from a distance, from like when you're looking at the roads
Yeah.
from Brownsville, that's where I'm from. Like, if you think of super bottom Texas, that's where I'm from. If you look in Brownsville, you can see all the way. This one you just see just going all the way up, kind of like that. So I'm just like, I'm there like my foot is killing me, but no, thankfully I'm better. But it's just it sucks, dude. So I mean, I take care of it. I have to work on this.
Take a step.
No.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I had-
Quick,
I had to wear these compression socks now,
You gotta take a
So-
step.
just to hold it kind of steady. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess hobbies we.
I was talking going on with myself, right?
Low calories.
Low, yeah, no
We
calories.
honestly spend a lot of time making music. We're usually together just making music, or if we're not doing that, playing a video game together.
Smash Bros. Play
Smash
Smash
Bros.
Oh
There you
yeah, these guys are addicts to Smash Bros. I'll be here, I'll come over, they're playing Smash Bros. I'll leave, maybe 3 days later, come back, they're still wearing the same clothes, we're playing Smash Bros.
Just a bunch of Mountain Dew cans on the
Yeah.
ground. And everything.
And that's when he challenges us.
Yeah.
And that's what I throw in because then I know they're like tired enough where I can win.
There you go, right? It's a good strategy, realistically.
It's not something they can.
Yeah, dude.
No, comparatively.
I think maybe you suck at it because you play with the remote controller like upside down,
No, I do not.
and then you're like,
Some people actually do play with it.
Some
No,
people
it
have the
works.
Xbox
It
controller all
works.
upside down. They play it
Yeah.
upside down. Yeah.
It works.
So I play a lot of first person shooters. I just play COD all the time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of my friends give me shit for that so many times. But if I have nothing to do, I'm just chilling in my room.
Chill out, man.
Good.
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes.
Rest that ankle.
Oh yeah, rest the ankle, man. Just the knee same thing, right? Potato potato. But yeah, man, that's kind of cool, you know. Like, and I think the crazy thing was I had a stigma, unfortunately, with musicians where their life just simply revolved around music. It was just I was like, I keep talking to a lot of people, and they're like, dude, he's like, I like to go out, read books, go nature walks, and you know, like you guys, you're just ordinary people.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
simply just people who like me, just go out, play games, chill out with friends, family.
Go hikes.
And the music's gonna probably works its way down there because we can't avoid it. Like even when we're
Yeah.
out like for a night, just at a club or whatever, you know, we're just feeling it just there. But at the end of the night, we're talking about the
Talking about
band
that.
and the music and like trying to just get better.
We
So,
fucking
yeah,
chill.
yeah, we hang out, man, all the time.
sometimes I go to IKEA and go to the lamp section, and you know how the lamps kind of like bend over and they make
What
this
do you do with
squeaking
that?
noise.
Yeah.
I go there and just play drums with the lamps because I can't escape it, dude. Like drums are there.
No, and I think like the whole rhythm thing is so much fun. I think you kind of I think if you're in love with music just as you guys are, I don't think you can ever escape it. I feel like I find myself sometimes people think I'm a little crazy when I'm out there listening to my music. I'm just there air drumming and shit, and they're looking at me like, okay, man. You know, 'cause everything
That's
is-
like the beauty of music.
Yeah,
Like
and-
the
and-
power of it.
yeah,
it's
amazing to
something
have
that I enjoy because it's like music it brings unity with everyone. You can have someone from across the world enjoy the music that you played, and it's like they have the same vibes.
I
as
love
you
the
guys.
fact that you don't have to understand what they're saying,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
like just what they're feeling.
Mhm.
I think music and food are like universal languages.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like almost like K-pop, right? In a way.
Yeah, no,
right?
yeah, I don't like it. Doesn't even matter like what they like. I mean, of course, I want to know what they're saying, but like the fact that we can emote that and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like what was that Korean soul that we would the 80s,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
City pop.
Yeah, that's it.
Stay with me. That's
Like yeah, like that kind of bro. Like I love it's like the sounds. I think it's just like the sound. I think that's innate stuff. Like before we had language, I think human beings like we communicated with just sound. And
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's why music will forever just
It's a magical thing. I
Yeah,
think we
man.
can all agree that brings everyone together.
yeah, it's
Did
crazy.
you ever see like apparently back in the day when we were like cavemen, we would have instruments, but we'd play with rocks. So they had like these giant like flat rocks, and you tap it, and it's like a xylophone.
Mhm.
And so they would use a pebble and just play a bunch of these and set them in line, and that would be a whole instrument. So that was like a xylophone. But they discovered those, and they still exist. You can find them like I think certain mountains, something like that. So that's kind of how they
Yeah.
communicate it by just sounds, but they sound solo.
I love that, man. I
Like,
love
you're like,
that.
hey, play that beat again, man, right?
Like-
So,
The beat drops.
Hey,
but-
yo, probably playing that beat every day for like run that same beat every day for
it's like, hey,
years.
bro, have you heard this guy's new sound? Hey, come check it out. Like, come to my place, man.
He has a 12-hour set.
Do you ever wonder how like Beethoven or Bach would get all his fans together and be like, kind of like a release party like Kanye, and everybody be like, holy fucking shit, that's just about to drop. Like,
All the candles go out and then they go back on.
Dude,
Fire.
that's what I always wondered. How can people bop to orchestra music?
I mean,
Like,
No,
there's
it-
some people who actually bop to that shit. I mean, no,
You sample it, put it to a beat.
no, but like, no shame, no shame on people like who love orchestra stuff. But it's like some people will literally like bop to that, especially in the beginning of like time.
Yeah.
So people are like, "Bro, have you seen this fire, man?" Just go and start just taking the orchestra and just like just kind of bob their head and shit, just listening.
Hell
to it.
yeah, man.
Like this is
Like,
feeling the music.
Just kind of just get to it, right?
Yep. Yeah, probably so for real.
yeah.
Go ahead.
That's kind of going back to what Zig was saying, it's the sounds, they kind of reverberate with you, even if there's no like lyrics or international artists, you don't know what they're saying, but that sound resonates.
Well, yeah,
it does,
yeah.
man.
So I guess kind of going a little bit, not deep, but just much more like, music wasn't significant towards your life. Where do you think you might see yourselves at, perhaps?
I don't mean to.
I don't mean to bring down the mood, right? But
I don't mean to, but I don't think I can really entertain the thought of doing something else because this is what I've done.
yeah.
I've
I'm
done it
really
for so long.
straining my brain right now.
Yeah, it's like trying hard.
I don't think
There are other
there's a way for me to like really conceive that because I haven't really had any other interests that exceeded a certain limit. You know what I mean? Like, because you like things and you can have hobbies,
Yeah.
but to have something that makes you feel like it's a calling or like a need, like something that's filling you, like your soul. Like it's like more of like your soul, like your spiritual side. That's like
Yeah.
I guess being fulfilled because when you listen to music or you're a part of it in any kind of way, you feel this pull towards it regardless. And I feel as a musician or an artist, it's just a greater pull towards it to like want to be able to know how to make my own version of whatever was pulling me to it initially.
Yeah, it's like the give and take nature of it.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe I would do like some sociology or something. I'd be like a psychologist or sociologist because like the nature of it is like being able to relate to people and like deduce and try to figure out what is it that the hell like that's
So,
what
yeah.
I have so many questions. I'm just like I know we all feel the same emotions and at different times and I think we like to just focus on those like minute differences.
Yeah,
And
no.
that's one thing I think we all have in common is that no matter how we like look, that's why I love that we look all different, that we come from different backgrounds, rock, soul, indie, of music. But at the end of the day, there's like one core thing, and it's just to like, how does like this reverberate with my soul, and just relate to me. And so I think, yeah, maybe some sociology, I probably like psychologists to like delve into the mind and
Yeah.
someone to be able to like
Kind of understand the whole psyche.
piece them, piece us
Yeah.
together, because I think that's a give and take nature too. Like a lot of times when I'm talking, I feel like I'm talking to myself as well, or like when people, like vice versa. So it's like that, like we're giving so much as we're giving.
No, of
And
course,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's I don't know, man. It's like cyclical. It feels good.
Bro, yeah. And you guys, anyone want to chime in on that?
Open heart surgery. That's
Open
what I'm
heart-
doing. Or a lawyer.
Overnight, right? All right. So cardiologist, surgeon, yeah.
CEO of the company.
So we're holding you back, is what you said.
Yeah. like, there's a doorman. Can you believe it?
Damn, funny how you got that from that.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you, and
I would say I would either go into like Broadway or environmental sciences or TV production or maybe even rocket science.
yeah, I know a lot of artists. They mentioned that if it wasn't music, they'd still want to be in the arts
Yeah,
because that's something they love doing.
Yeah.
I think that's something that people have a certain calling. Like for me, I'm terrible at literally keeping any rhythm going. Like I tried going on GarageBand, and I'm like, let me mess with my phone, and I'm like, they're just trying to hit it with the little drums with my fingers, and it just sounds so shitty. And then I ended up making like some like crappy recording on my phone, and I'm like, I'm not made out to do this. And like I have a guitar at my place, and I can't strum for shit. These big meaty claws here, just like they're going everywhere like that, and it's all quiet on one chord, and the other one's like, it sounds all just terrible. So I don't have patience for that. But for people who do, like yourselves, I think that's such a beautiful thing because, like we mentioned, art brings people together. It's you can literally you don't have to understand the music to like it. And I think that a good um, example of that is just kind of like K-pop. I'm not a huge fan of it, but a lot of people in America don't even understand what the hell they're saying,
Yeah.
but they enjoy it.
Mhm.
So it's just a beautiful thing that, I mean, luckily it's kind of going you guys' way now. I think you guys are growing pretty rapidly at this point. Especially a lot of people are just really enjoying your tunes. So I know that.
We got more.
Yeah, more
We
coming in.
got more.
And yeah, man, we'll talk a little bit about more. We still have a lot more to go, right? But you know, kind of coming through a pandemic. We're literally about 2 years now.
Yeah.
2 years into this whole shitty situation. So, as a band, perhaps, kind of whether I guess whenever you started during the pandemic, how did it affect you guys to kind of create music?
Yo, honestly, when the pandemic happened, it slowed down, bro. It slowed us a lot. We had a lot of things like lined up for that year. South by Southwest that year was gonna be it for us. That's what we kept on saying. But like all those shows got canceled. We couldn't even see each other to make music. We tried doing the whole like video call and tried doing all that. That wasn't working for us at all. Like it brought us like to a point, and I just like a point where it was just kind of difficult. I just could say it was difficult for all of us because like it brought up a lot of internal things within us, our friendships as well, and like from that, I mean, I just like now we're here, we've grown from it, but honestly, it was like hard. I would say.
One good thing I will say from that is that during the process, we were still making individual music and still trying to find a way to make music together.
Yeah.
You can email, you can send. So we were still like doing stuff, and some of those songs have actually a few of them have withstanded to make it on Spotify, so you guys are able to enjoy it now. Like Brown Skin was one of them, right?
Yeah, we made
That's right, it was one of them as well.
That's right, yeah.
So those are two songs that we made during the pandemic away from each other that we've been able to perform and really be able to,
See come
show
to
life.
So yeah,
And we played a lot of shows during, like, even though that it affected us one way, it definitely affected us in another way as well. Like, it was definitely a equal reaction and action because I felt like we definitely felt it financially and then just in person. But then whenever things, because people still went out, people still did their own thing in Texas, especially. And so after so much time, I think after like half of the year was done, went through, we ended up meeting up and then starting to like schedule shows, and we were done with like the Zoom calls and all that. We were like, we need to actually meet up, make this music. We need to start playing shows, make it happen because we all felt it. And we played like what 35 shows just last year.
Yeah, we played a lot of
Yeah.
shows.
You had 35 shows.
and that's a pretty solid number.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's, and I know that a lot of the time, kind of going back to the whole Zoom thing, it was difficult for a lot of people. I think generally speaking, it was more that you guys had to, since you guys couldn't physically be there with each other, you had to like email this stuff, and then kind of trying to find a groove to say part A of this, and everyone has to kind of chime in on that. It's not easy as compared to when you guys are just together jamming out.
But I think it's a testament as well to
Yeah.
the strength of it, because it could have easily just faded out through that time, but we
But you
obviously cared that much
Yeah.
about it, and we played our parts. I remember actually that was the end of 2020. We went to Colorado. Yeah, we took a trip, and that was kind of our getaway. We went hiking and stuff, and that being able to kind of like separate ourselves from the world, even though the pandemic was still going on, but we were able to just kind of get together. And I feel like that was our treat, and that was a good start off to begin in 2021 because we created like a foundation for ourselves.
Yeah, and it's solid. Now again, it's awesome now because I keep saying it, but I had the privilege of watching it, and it was just so much fun listening. I think everyone in that crowd was just jamming. There was not one person that just stood still and were just staring at you. Everyone was just bobbing their heads, just getting in the groove of it, and you guys killed it. I think your perseverance through these hard times pushed you to become better people and much more, even a better band. So I think it was a challenge for everyone, but you guys successfully came out of it, and made some hits. And
The
all that.
universe again, right?
There it is, right?
There it goes.
So right on, man. But you know,
Sprite.
I know the spray now it's gonna be all carbonated and shit. It's going flying everywhere. I'll leave it to the side for a bit. But you know, kind of looking back, you mentioned your 35 tours, 32, 35, I believe.
35 shows, yeah.
35 shows.
Yeah, last year.
So, how has those shows put the whole music scene for you guys? You know, how do you feel where it's like this is it, like you're performing in front of a whole audience?
Yeah.
You know, you get jitters at times, perhaps.
Jitters?
I definitely got like not anxious or nervous, but it was like the anticipation of doing something. Because at this point, it didn't matter how much you practiced. It didn't matter about anything else. It was only in one moment that you get to make an impression. You know what I mean? And so I just felt like I don't know, exhilarated, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think I was most like that way and built up whenever we first started playing, when there was almost no one like watching us, and it's like, okay, we're gonna play for those 3 people out there, and we're gonna make it sound sick.
Yeah. You're gonna make it kick ass, right?
When we started playing for people that were a lot more, I felt like I was able to kind of distribute my energy across a greater field, and it made it easier for me to kind of use them as a mirror, and then use, of course, the other like bandmates as a mirror to really gauge how I should be like reacting and acting towards things.
No, and yeah, you killed it. At the end, you all are just naturals up there. You know, just naturals, just killing it. You guys look like you just had fun.
And then we are. It's definitely our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
We're all
really just
friends.
having fun, you know.
And
Together.
it's important to have a good relationship with the band, because if you hate the other person, it's just kind of like
Yo, that
the
shows.
chemistry. Yeah, there's.
Tony.
It's just, you know, it's good because, like I said, you guys have just such a good chemistry going on. Everyone, you know, seems to just love each other here, and I think that's something that, again, I keep saying it, but just not a lot of bands have. I feel like some bands just have this thing where it's like, I'm kind of forced to play music with you, so let's just get it done. Don't talk to me, kind of thing. And you guys just, again, just have this groove.
I think to me it starts off with respect.
Of course,
Yeah.
Like I know what I do, but like I have respect for them and his instrument. Tony, like, you know, when it boils down to that, like Devin and his instrument, like I have respect for them in their area. So it starts off with like being able to kind of, all right, that I think that's what it started off in the beginning. We all were just kind of novice, essentially. And like, okay, this is the area that I work in, and that's the area that you work in. And like after being able to kind of, you know, do this for such a while together now we're like being able to kind of go in different areas, and I think that's the respect even grows, because it's like we're teaching each other and learning different things from each other, you know, and about each other, like during the process, which is like, it's really cool. Like that's the give and take thing as well. As much as I'm pouring in, I'm giving back, and it's like with something like that, how could you like not, you know, continue to do something like that?
Right on. So just, you know, kind of now, you know, is there any memorable things perhaps inside those tours you've done? Anything funny perhaps that you guys just, you know, kind of something that just a funny moment now perhaps?
Hold on, give me a second.
There's so many. I
Looking
mean, I
for the
don't,
Pokédex.
which one we talking about?
Um,
Talk about the groups.
yeah, what he said, y'all love each other, right? Like, that's the first thing I thought of. They were wrestling in my room in the studio,
We were like,
bro.
yeah,
and,
we were
they
like-
just knocked a bunch of crap.
Oh,
over.
that was-
Yeah,
oh my
that was like
God.
a week ago, and so like
Bruised.
we were like wrestling, and then I fell to the
So
side
it
table.
was more bruised up than it is now, huh?
No, actually,
It
I
got
feel like
worse
it's
now.
getting
Worse
worse.
Hey, what'd
It
you do?
was fine.
What'd you do to this man?
Bro,
Yo, it's love tap.
Y'all knocked over my nightstand, bro.
Man.
I guess as far as shows go, I thought something funny was when we played for the Whalers. We like opened for them in this. I can't even remember the name of the place right now. What's the name of the
I
place?
don't remember the city, bro. Yeah.
It was like this out of so far. It was very far.
Yeah,
Past
okay.
Fredericksburg.
Frederickson.
Frederickson.
I think Frederickson is doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was past
We
that
played for the
Fredericksburg.
Whalers, and I'd already stayed up to like 6 or 7 the night before,
Yeah.
and we had to leave at 7:30.
Yeah.
And so I was like real fucked up. Like I felt like shit. And I thought I'd actually had COVID, but I didn't. I was just really like sleep deprived. And
Yeah.
we ended up having to play the show. It was like so burning hot outside. And then we had to put up tents. I thought it was gonna be like this great spot or something. everywhere had ants. Everywhere had ants. And so there's only like one spot where the tents could go where there's no ants yet.
Yeah.
But
You were just stomping the whole time you were just playing,
Yeah.
just stomping on the ants and
we were
everything.
trying to kill them, but I felt like the funniest part was whenever towards the end of the night after we got done playing, Dan brought a pack of, was it Hello Kitty? Hello Kitty Uno cards.
Oh, there you go.
This is
And we spent the whole night just like pretty
Playing
much
Uno in our
yeah,
tent.
playing Uno, just mad chilling, and it was the funniest shit.
I can come in for most of the random humorous things that happen in the band. Like I was thinking about him the whole time. I'm like anything Dan does, cause it's unexpected. Like that's what's funny about it. You never know what to expect. We just end up doing some crazy stuff, and at the end of the night, yeah,
We were lit.
There you go. You have those Hello Kitty Uno cards
Yeah.
with you?
he's probably right now.
They're in the
But
car.
don't
They're in
let
the
that.
car?
They're in the car.
Don't let that.
Hey, maybe right? Maybe y'all play some Uno, who knows, right?
Yes, it's out of nowhere.
You know, just kind of now talking about, a little bit more towards the band and whatnot. You guys, again, are growing. I think your popularity, or rather your reputation, is becoming very high. A lot of people like you. And again, the whole idea with this interview too, a lot of people were kind of requesting this too. And when I heard your music, it was just amazing. So what kind of makes your fans just so unique? Your listeners, if you don't want to call them fans, right? What makes them so unique, and why are they probably the best from the rest?
Take it away. Take it away.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Oh, come on.
Take it away.
Perhaps maybe they just have good music taste, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking that. And also, I think to the point that I mentioned earlier, the fact that these people aren't afraid to talk these, touch these different emotions.
Oh, that's
That are typically not brought up in music or within themselves. That they're able to not only join us in that, but face themselves. Because it's we're asking ourselves questions, but it's when you're listening to music and you enjoy it, it's you're simultaneously probably asking yourself those same questions. So if they can being able to tap into those emotions, I would just say that because they're not emotions that we typically tap into all the time. So I think that's cool. They're brave enough and willing to come with us
Try
on this
something new.
journey and
Yeah.
try something new.
And the interesting is too, because it's every person's gonna have a different perspective of what your song is.
Exactly.
So it's you could, for example, your idea of the song could be different from what my idea of your song is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it, because it's
Yeah.
it's not just one set thing. It's more that this can open up questions for this side. It can open up questions there, anywhere.
It's like a museum. You go and you look at an art piece. My favorite are the ones that they're not just point blank. It's let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What is that giving you? How do you feel about that? But we're both able to enjoy that from different point of views.
And it
I
opens up
think
a conversation.
that part.
And that's the beauty about it. I
Yeah.
think that's. But besides that, your fans just have good music taste. To be real, right?
Truth, yeah.
So, just kind of, and now talking about your music now, right? How does the song come into existence for you guys? Is there something that you guys kind of think, perhaps any themes you guys like to follow?
I think the best part that we've created has been in the moment, and really trying to get out the emotions we're feeling. We just kind of come up with an idea musically, and then I think we've all right now been focused on I guess honing our writing skills, lyric wise,
and image.
and it's beautiful because we sit in a room and we all just start talking about one certain idea, one idea, and then from that just branches to all of our perspectives on that, and it's written down on paper, and it's really nice when I guess one person's emotions or what they're going through can be translated through 4 other people, and I think that's great. That's mainly
Right
the
on,
highlight.
yeah.
Definitely. Really in the moment.
Definitely.
So it's just but generally just everyone just kind of throwing in ideas in the whole session and just trying to see what everyone's trying to feel.
That's the best.
Yeah.
though. That's the best.
Yeah,
And
because
it's usually what's first on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
We don't try second guessing ourselves too much or overthinking things.
and do you guys perhaps try to follow a story with every single song you do, or is it just something that you just start?
No, not every
Yeah,
song.
that's
Sometimes it starts off from just a melody. Sometimes it's a topic. Sometimes it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's linear. Sometimes it's not. It's circular. I think that's just once again it's art. It chooses what it wants to be. We don't want to put anything on it.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's the best when it's in the moment because we're not thinking about what we're trying to do. It just comes out, and we're not there's no mental, no ego that's really static in the music making process. I just want to make music and just being a conduit, a vessel, and allowing that melody idea to just flow through you.
I think
Right.
it's safe to say that we want the listener to make their own story, like connect their own dots when they listen to the lyrics,
Yeah.
and kind of put their own purpose onto that song that they just listened to.
No, of course, and it kind of goes back to what we're mentioning is everyone's gonna have a different perspective on
Yeah.
the songs. So I think that kind of does make sense for sure when you guys are doing that. But
Very
here's-
harmless.
here's the most difficult question I'm gonna ask you. You have 3 songs you can take with you.
Mm-hmm.
You can just shove the rest of the songs in the corner and take 3, or perhaps just maybe your first favorite song from the songs you've made.
Songs that we've made that are released.
Yeah.
Or if you want to tease everyone, right? If you want, hey,
Okay, I'm gonna try making some structure. Release songs only.
Yeah, just release songs.
Only release songs. Okay. Brown skin, right? I would
Yeah, that one was powerful. Brown skin is probably because like I mean that's like what we were talking about earlier during the pandemic. That's a song that like we're writing like back and forth over the emails, and this was at the peak of the George Floyd protests,
Yeah.
and you know we all felt those emotions, and like I went to those protests, and we were all just angry, and sorry, Zeke was able to just write what we were feeling in those moments, and I think that's what's so powerful about that song.
Brown skin.
Yeah,
And
Brown's
then
good.
let's
Brown
see.
skin's
What's
good.
another song? Come on, guys.
I kind of want to throw On and On there, just because it's so energetic.
Not released yet.
That's not released yet.
huh,
I'm thinking way
hey,
ahead.
you got it here now,
You
right?
didn't hear it from me. I meant to say band.
You know what? I know this is gonna be really crazy, but
Yo, let me whip up the Spotify, right?
I'm gonna say.
two songs that are on here.
You forgot
You
a
know
song.
what? I'm gonna say is the one that just came out first. I'm gonna say You
Okay.
from our
Definitely take You.
Bella.
yeah from
Bella.
Bella or Bella, as you want to pronounce it. That just came out.
Right on.
That song as well.
So now all the other kids are just in the corner now, right? Right?
Yeah,
I'm
that,
joking.
and then I would say Our Eyes.
That was my third one.
Yeah, I felt like those 3 songs would be really, really cool to take with us.
Yeah.
And if we had extras, probably like Let's Ride and then
It's not saying all the
Amen.
songs.
Love outro.
Do the right
thing.
thing.
Do the right thing. UncommonPPL.com.
They're like, hey man, it's not till like down there. Yeah. Totally skipping that. So like perhaps on like an individual level, you know, what are you listening to now? What's on repeat for you guys?
I'm personally
a whole bunch of
listening to-
R&B, bro.
Yeah.
R&B?
Yeah, like some.
I mean, what's some artists, man? You can give everyone a, you know, pop out to.
I mean, right now I'm listening to.
Now, are you a real fan if you're just taking out the phone, right?
Yeah,
call them out.
Right now I'm listening
That's
to Earth Gang's new album Ghetto Gods,
Uh-huh.
and it's just such a good piece of work.
Right on.
Yeah. That's like what I'm actually like just starting to listen to like 3-4 years ago until now.
I'm not listening to anything consistent. My job requires me to listen to music all day, so like
Yeah,
I guess all of that. But in terms of like, I just put my playlist on and I put that thing in rotation. I try to trust myself that I've chose good music, and so I got like some old school playlists. I got some 2000 playlists. I got a current. So whatever mood I'm feeling, I'll just put that in rotation. There's nothing like in particular. But yeah, I mean, just a vibe. You got some R&B, you got some pop, you got some soul, you got some rock up in there.
There you go, man. And you, anyone?
That's
You
literally-
whipped
that's
out the
literally-
Spotify, right?
Dude, that's literally what I was doing, was just going through my playlist. I have so many.
I mean, you should be ready already, right?
Like
You
an
whipped it
R&B
out.
playlist.
Yeah, you put that
Like
playlist in
hip-hop
rotation,
playlists.
right?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's always just honestly it's
Yeah,
new and old.
yeah.
It's a mixture. I think that's why we sound the way we sound
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like we
yeah.
have like old music that we listen to.
Yeah.
But there's like new music and like just always like interested in who these new artists and the
Yeah.
new sounds that are popping out just to be able to like stay in the loop and kind of be in the world of art and stuff. So
No, definitely,
a
yeah.
little bit of everything,
A
man.
little bit of everything.
Yeah, we're always showing each other new stuff and old stuff too. So like that's the thing too, like putting each other on artists that we've like loved. I'm just like, I didn't know you like it. You know,
And
stuff
do you
like that.
agree, like, with all everyone's, I guess, music choice? Like, for example, if you were to tell him something, you know, would you go ahead and do you think he'd agree with you on that? Or some most like, in other words, what I guess I'm saying is, do you guys music tastes are extremely similar? Where if you guys show someone a song, they're gonna instantly put that on their playlist. Would you
No.
say?
But I think that's the beauty
Yeah.
about it. Most of the
That's
time,
the
Are you
Yes,
talking about
no.
these 4 other people? If I showed them a song or anyone, like just random person?
some of us.
Yeah, you guys as a group.
No, we don't.
Am I trying to impress them with like something new, or am I just
No,
trying
we
to
don't.
show
We have
them
the
music?
same music taste.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we kind of do have the same music.
But not all the
taste.
time.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are too quiet. What's going on? Anything you're on?
I'm just
repeat?
listening. I'm over here just listening.
I don't know if I do recommend them to you guys. I don't think y'all would immediately put it in your playlist.
I put Toyota Man in my playlist.
That's what I'm saying. I consider it.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah, they consider it, but they wouldn't.
But once again, I think that's the cool part, like about our sound, because we listen to like different stuff.
Yeah.
That when he's coming with these drums, it may not be like the drums that I'm like used to listen to the music that I am. But you know, when we combine all that, it's like just one
Yeah.
sound.
I
You
just
know?
don't make playlists. I just kind of cue songs after another, and then I'll just like keep
Yeah.
playing songs and thinking of a song. And I feel like it's kind of like how we make music. For me, it's like it's in the moment. Like whatever I'm feeling is gonna come to my head. And
Yeah.
I'll just like play it.
You should hear my playlist, man. My playlist is all over the place.
Same.
Literally, you go ahead one song. I don't know if you guys know who Orville Peck is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally him there, and then some next one. It's like Idols. They like really aggressive rock music. It's just so random change and shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, you just killed the mood, man. I mean,
Yeah,
as much as I love you, you just
Orville's
killed it.
so chill.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And speaking of him, he's also coming. I literally got tickets to go watch him. So
Really?
yeah, and it's funny. It's gonna be like on finals week. So
Yeah.
I was like, I know where my priorities at, right?
Yeah, that's your reward. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna do well in your finals, so you can go see over there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And so like, do you guys? So I guess this is more of a guilty question for on my end. Do you guys collect vinyls, perhaps?
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. My favorite vinyl is the blonde, the Frank Ocean.
Oh, the Frank Ocean blonde?
Yeah, dude, that's my favorite vinyl.
Dude,
Yeah, I have a bunch, but I think right now my favorite, I guess just the way it looks would probably be SZA's Control album, just because they're like these emerald green
yeah,
vinyls, and I think the whole song project is amazing, but it's also just definitely the way she put the whole project together. It was very authentic. Like everything inside the vinyl was like a little piece of her, and like it was really cool. So I feel like I collect vinyls for that reason, to see the artistry put into that like perspective as well, because that's just as much of them as the music is too. You know, it's like what you get is what they see and what they feel.
right.
You guys have vinyls?
Yeah, I like the vinyls that are like colorful.
Yeah.
Like I have Ty Siegel's manipulator, and his is all just orange, like
Oh, right.
sunburst orange. So you put it against the light, and it just like glows.
Yeah,
So I
no,
love
and
those
I
vinyls.
think that's awesome because like with me, sometimes I get really bummed out when I go to the record store and I drop so much money just for the vinyl to kind of just be the regular black color.
Yeah.
It's just like I wanted to be like orange or some kind of cool color.
That's
And-
also a beauty to it too.
But yeah, but it's just like I don't know, like I have so many colors of vinyl. I think one of the more interesting ones I have is like there's one that's just crystal clear, like you can see through it.
Oh, yeah.
That's super
I have another one that's just like I'll show you actually when we're done. There's this nice one that I have, that's like just kind of like a green, but it has like these white swirls all around it. It's really
that's
chill.
cool, too.
It's kind of like almost a slime color from Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
it looks like that.
Dope.
That's so
But
cool.
one thing I'm going to share with you guys, it's gonna be just be warned, right? It's very dangerous. Put some earphones on, go to Waterloo or any record shop, and I know you shouldn't be judging a book by its cover, but you see an album cover, you're like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. Or just any album. Go on Spotify or any streaming service and just listen to it. I end up going for like 1 or 2 albums. I end up with like a handful of albums. And then my bank account's like, dude, you gotta stop, man. Like, chill out, right? So,
That's awesome. I need to go with you sometimes. Where do you go? Do you
I go to Waterloo.
Oh, Waterloo.
literally, a lot of the people know me there.
Yeah.
They know me because like they know, oh, this fat kid's just gonna go and just buy all this stuff.
Is that about 24 done?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the place that I went, and that's like I went there like a month ago, and I think I want to go and play it for my friend.
Yeah, it's
Bro, when I was 19, I would go there a lot.
It's
Like,
really
that's when I
nice.
first started
That's
smoking
pretty
weed like
Yeah.
crazy. And so I would get Blaze and just sit there for hours, like looking for samples. Like
Grab
on
some
their little
Amy's ice
record.
cream right afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro.
did the Amy's ice cream in the back.
Good summer.
I really had that. I think it had Mexican vanilla or something.
It's right
Oh,
here.
I love that.
That was the
Oh,
first time I had
That's
it.
my favorite.
Oh, I had the Oreo one and it had like Mexican vanilla in it. That was the first time I had something that sweet. I was like, dude, this is way too sweet for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have a sweet tooth, but that's just like, oh shit, that was like,
That's way too much.
yeah, I was like,
What's your
hey,
favorite ice cream?
mine would probably be cookies and
Right.
cream.
Yeah,
Cookies
classic.
and cream.
Cookies and cream is like where it's at. The Hershey's bar, you go to Walmart if you ever do, and you be like, I'm looking for candy. I don't fuck with Twix. I don't fuck with, I do, I do, right? But the first thing I go to if it's there on the shelf is a cookies and cream Hershey's. That's where it's at.
Oh,
You see me when I
Those are
go,
good.
like yesterday I went to watch Batman. I snuck like at least 2 bars of cookies and cream with me. It's expensive. $5.
I have
$5.
those melted in my pants before.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And it's all over the wrapper. And just look at the wrapper.
Yeah.
You're like, what has my life come to now, right? It's just-
That's why you insulate your pockets, bro.
Yeah.
If you're a pro, you just insulate them so you can put.
You put an ice
Or
pack
you
in
bring
there.
a tote bag.
Think smarter, not harder, right? So-
I would say drumsticks. If I'm going to a convenience store, it's drumsticks. If I'm going out to get it, it's like Lick has this like horchata ice cream, and I compare it. I get it with a second scoop of their coffee with
Yeah.
cream. And that's like heaven on earth.
Talking about chicken drumsticks.
Chicken drumstick,
Ice
Frozen
cream.
chicken
Ice
drumsticks.
Right.
Never had that? This
Ooh.
is Texas.
Dude.
No, yeah, drumsticks like the little, you know, the
Yeah.
chocolate dipped
And
ones.
they got a little chocolate at the bottom.
Yeah.
My mom likes
Those are so good.
You know where you should go? You know where Monkey's Nest is here?
Yeah, of course.
They have, I mean, I don't know if you guys have had it, but they have like a coffee ice cream. It's like a milkshake. They give you like a shot of ice cream and then, not a shot of ice cream, hello.
What?
A shot of, yeah, it's just one little teaspoon of ice cream. The rest of my coffee. No, but it's like they get like a giant ass scoop of chocolate or any ice cream you want, and they put like a shot or two of coffee in it, and they just mix it, and it's just so good. You can taste the coffee, but it's not strong. I don't like strong coffee. I hate when it's just it kind of punches you in the face, and you're like, dude, I can't eat this shit, or I can't drink it, right? I guess depending on if it's frozen or not, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Cool little life hack there. So yeah, I totally recommend that. But you know, as of right now, I know you guys it's top secret, perhaps. And you guys were hesitant to go ahead and talk about it.
Well, just for that part. you know.
Yeah.
Now let's.
But do you have any more projects coming out? Perhaps you'd like to share with us?
Yes, bro, we do.
2 weeks. We got a single coming out called Do Rag. Everyone, stay tuned for that. It's one of my favorite. Well, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I think that was when you played, right? I think that was when you played at the.
We did play
Red
that.
Doors?
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
there you
played
go,
a lot
right?
of unreleased music.
See,
Yeah.
see, everyone did. Hey,
Yeah.
they're all missing out, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I can say I had the privilege of doing that.
Yes, sir.
Right?
It was coming out. Yeah, I think that was our process before, like playing the music essentially before we release it. Now we like flip, so now we got like a bunch of music that no one's ever heard that we can't wait to play.
And
But,
do you
like-
think possibly, sorry for interrupting, but do you think possibly just to kind of try to get like an audience feedback on that and see?
I don't know what it was. I don't know why we did it like that. We just started off performing first.
Yeah.
That's just how it happened. Like we started off doing shows. We were able to have the privilege of Devin's friend with I forgot her name.
Taylor?
The other girl.
Huh?
But yeah, Taylor Bailey and Monica. Taylor Bailey runs Contra Karma. It's like a art studio in the Hill Country. And so we started out performing there a lot. So they gave us like the space to be able to do that. And so we were just doing that and maybe essentially making songs so we can perform them.
Yeah.
And then
That's really what
and
it
then now we're just I think we're in a good space now where we're like, all right, cool. We know that we make good music, people like it. Now we kinda like trust
Push the
ourselves.
boundaries.
And we're like, we're gonna hold on to these
Yeah.
until, we decide.
And do you ever plan to just kind of put that stuff on vinyl, perhaps like later down the line?
One day.
I think
One
that
day.
is definitely
One day?
a goal.
That's
Yeah, I think that's definitely a goal.
One day, dude. Just
Yeah.
look, like I said, there's a nice spot here, man, just for y'all. I'll make sure I'll have like a little. We'll put some tape there, but like this for y'all's vinyl.
We have a show poster that if you don't mind, we'll put it up.
No,
here.
yeah, definitely. Be more than happy. I know that you can probably give it to I think Isabel.
Okay.
The one, yeah, you can probably do that. And I don't know. Again, I'm kind of new to this, so I don't know where I should put my stuff at.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool. But yeah, it'd be cool just to have you guys there hanging out.
Dope,
You'd
man.
be forever immortalized.
Yeah.
There you go, right?
You guys
So
wanna talk about any?
Yeah.
I mean, like after that single that's coming out on the 18th, it's gonna be followed up by an EP.
Yeah,
It's probably the first time
and
talking
it's-
about it. Like,
and it's gonna be like, well, all of it's really story based, but these 4 songs are going to be following us in our journey of not just musical exploration, but as a group of 5 people trying to mentally, physically, and overall spiritually, like, I don't know, grow. That's
like find yourselves.
I think it's
Yeah.
from the boy to man thing.
yeah,
It's like that part. I
exactly
think
like
it's that part.
That's exactly what
Realizing
we
I
do.
don't seek validation anymore. I don't need like really being able. I know I know what I'm doing. Being able to kind of play your part and know your value. And I think we know our value outside of music as well as within the music. Whether the music has helped us find our value, personally or personally.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that is. That's what's
Because-
been able to kind of.
And it kind of goes back to our conversation earlier, where it's more of the music is you. It's your stuff. It's no one else's. Again, it's true to your band. You can't just say, "Well, this person wants this thing, so let's reform a whole band around them." It's like,
Yeah.
no, we need to stay to ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing I think as a band you guys should do, because if you guys aren't authentic to yourselves, you're not being authentic to anyone else.
Yeah.
And then people are just gonna be like, who the fuck are these guys, you know?
Yeah.
But again, you know, you have me. I'm literally following you guys. I mean, I only have Spotify, but it's just like you know, just I'm just waiting for that little thing where it's telling me waiting for new music, right, and everything. So
The EP is definitely gonna be really fun,
Yeah.
really interesting, and it's us evolving from like unsure to being 100% like sure of everything and certain that we're doing as people and as a band.
and you're still growing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You start
yeah.
growing
We're able to
people.
show that. I think like that's the whole beauty of it. Like we're vulnerable in front of people. Like we know we're not you know, we're not all like trained in like necessarily what we do, but like trusting each other in our sound. We're like being able to be vulnerable and grow in front of this audience.
Of course.
And like I think people are going with us, which is the beauty of it. We're able to like express and show, you know, our flaws as well as our strengths.
And yeah.
That's the reality of the situation too. I think that's where the experience happens because we all get to like, yo, it's real, you know?
Of course, you're authentic to yourselves, to everyone. So I think that's something that everyone appreciates. But you know, just kind of now that you've built now, you know, looking back from your younger selves to now, you can just think in your head. What would you tell your younger selves?
Don't quit. Keep going. Believe in yourself. Well, those are like simple things I would tell myself.
Oh yeah, but it works, right?
Yeah.
You know, I wish as I was a kid, I wish that my teachers would tell me that. Instead, I was kind of, you know, especially in Brownsville, where I'm from, a lot, you know, and Brownsville's a beautiful place, but it's very conservative in the way that, you know, if you're a dude, you know, like one time I started crying in middle school because I stood up for myself, and the principal comes in and sits me down and says, "You need to be a man and stop crying," and he tells me that, and that sticks with me every day because
Haven't
it's
we
like,
all heard that before? Huh?
no, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of like, you know, you know, I wish I was told that. I wish I was told that as a kid. You know, it's okay to cry. It's
Yeah,
okay to be a human.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what you said is it's true. You know, if kids can hear that now, I'm pretty sure it would make a difference elsewhere. So to your point, yeah, I totally agree on that. You guys?
I personally, wait, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
What would you tell yourself?
Yeah, what would
Thank
you tell yourself?
thank you. I knew it. I knew
You're
it
like,
already, but
it's right here too, and
I know this might sound a little weird, but this too shall soon pass. Like I feel like a lot of the time I was, as a kid, very inquisitive and wanting to ask a bunch of questions that I didn't have the answers to, but I had these questions for, and I would just tell them just to relax. You know, it'll all be answered when it needs to be answered. Just to trust in whatever you're doing in that moment, because that's where you should be, learning from your past. And I know as a kid, that would like telling that to a kid, they'd be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I feel like as a kid, I was always a little more observant and wanting to understand the why of the why. So I'd always just tell them just to like slow it down, take it one step at a time. It all comes to you.
bro. Anyone else want to chime in on that?
I would tell my younger self, you know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because I feel like, you know, growing up or whatever, we have those points where peer pressure starts to kick in. Of course, I knew, like, whatever, but even though those things come about, you're young, you're susceptible, and, you know, those, you know, the ideas of who you are and what you want to be, you know, there's so many questions. But I've always felt like deep down inside, I knew what's up. I just allowed people to, like, maybe answer those questions for me.
Yeah.
And then now getting into the, you know, this adulthood as where I am now, it's more of like, I feel like everything that I liked when I was a child is coming back. Everything that I felt when I was a child is like coming back. And I'm just like, you know what's up the whole time? I just let people like deter me from that essentially. So that's what I just told myself, just like, you know what's up? Like just
No, definitely.
yeah.
Anyone want to chime in on that?
I think I tell myself like don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't do. Don't let anyone dictate your passions. Don't try to meet anyone's expectations or standards. Don't be ashamed of the color of your skin. Pursue what you're passionate about, even though you might not know what that is yet. But if it's something that has your attention, keep going at it, because for all you know, that's going to be your whole world. So that's what I would tell myself.
Whatever turned out better than ever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then you want to chime in or?
I'm chilling.
So, right?
Tony, say something. We're not moving on until you say something.
But
What would you tell little Tony?
I'll go back and tell Tony something. Listen here, you little bitch.
Listen to future Devin. Listen to future Devin. Give me how much money?
I don't care.
Just listen to future Devin.
Also, I love you.
You'll be a dog, you will see that. It'll be yours.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, like you said, kind of hear the closing thoughts or statements, one-on-one, man. But you want to plug anything? You want to let anyone know what's going on in your mind? Let the whole world see what's up.
We have not potentially. We're going to New York actually.
Oh, there you
like
go.
late May, early June, which is gonna be really exciting. We're trying to branch out to different cities, different states. One of our biggest dreams is to finally go to a different country. We keep on saying we want to go to London, so I'll put that in the universe again.
Anybody
It's
from
gonna-
London, just hit us up. Yeah.
Who knows, right? Maybe somehow, some way, someone will, right?
Yeah,
Some
definitely.
way.
And we'll be releasing our March dates for like 2 weeks. We'll be releasing that like this week for all of our
Yeah.
South by
Yeah.
shows very soon. So yeah, we got like 4 shows coming up. So yeah.
Like we mentioned, like next Friday.
Probably sooner.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we'll make a post about it on Instagram sooner, and we'll put it on our website. It's already on our website. You guys want to go to uncommonppl.com. You see all of our shows. You can get your tickets there. But we'll make the.
You have any socials you want to plug in?
UncommonPPL.com.
Uncommon
Is
PPL.
that right?
Without the .com. At UncommonPPL.
Make sure you go onto YouTube, go watch our Tiny Desk submission.
Yeah, I saw that. That was actually
Very
Hit the
fun.
like, hit the like.
And make sure you hit that like
Dude,
button,
the
please.
vibe was right on that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It felt
So much
so
fun.
homey, man.
Yeah.
It felt like you're just like going around and just chilling out, right?
I'm gonna say something funny. We still have those flowers from the ceiling that we hung up. They're
Keep
still
it,
there.
keep
Yeah.
it. Hey,
Yeah.
so
Oh, it really looks good.
it's a whole vibe and a half, man.
Yeah, really.
So
The whole vibe and a half, very.
So-
I have to take that. I like that whole vibe and a half.
right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, dude. Like I think my roommate, he was all like, "I've never heard this thing. I'm sweating bullets."
Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He he's that, or he's like, "Fun fact" all the time. Or, like he says that unironically, and I'm just like, I don't know what to tell him, and I'm just like, I just look at him and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Right?
Sounds
Like,
it's
yeah, or like, and then it's just so funny. So like, I guess there's different slang everywhere that we kind of pick up on.
Definitely,
Like
definitely.
before I moved here to
Sounds like
Austin,
a great guy.
before I moved here to Austin, I never said howdy. Now I'm just randomly saying like, oh howdy, yeah, like howdy, right? Maybe it's Texas and us all, right?
How long have you been in Austin?
What's up?
How long have you been in Austin?
Officially, like probably like 2 years.
Okay.
So just kind of back and forth between the Valley, South Texas, and here.
Yeah.
So it's usually over there. People when I say howdy, they're like just look at me like, what? You know, like
Okay.
you're like yeah. Okay. So it's just more like that. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you
It was
so much for
something.
having us.
It was something that again, I'm excited now that you guys are under the belt and just chilling out. You're more than welcome to come back. Perhaps I don't know. Maybe there's be some more projects with this going
that's
on.
good stuff. So yeah, if you have us back, we'll definitely do that.
We'll have a Tiny Desk concert here, right inside
Let's
this
do
room.
it.
And right in the middle of the day when all the professors are here, right?
Right.
Just the drums going on.
Like, stop. Is that uncommon people?
Right?
Class dismissed. But don't go downstairs where the music is.
Upstairs, second floor, top of radio, yeah. That'd be cool. Actually, I think that'd be kind of cool. Everyone just kind of jam there at the door, just chilling out, everything.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
We could.
Yeah.
There's I know Paola wants to. I'll show you guys in a bit. There's a side door here that has it's just they want to cut the branch off, and it's a whole vibe and a half, right?
Yeah.
So it's really cool, and
Alright,
that's
cool.
where you want to have some stuff. So we're still trying to work out the little kinks and stuff. So doesn't that? Oh, look who's calling right now.
Your papa's.
My papa, yeah, it's because he ordered the groceries for me. So, because I'm just that broke college student, the typical, right? So he ordered and he's all like, yeah, what you getting? So, and he's I'll call him back after, but he said, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Are we gonna harmonize again like we did in the beginning?
I did want to point out something. Our outfits, I don't know, we didn't plan this, but we have this 70s vibe going on.
I saw that
Yeah.
when I first got you guys out there. For some reason, you guys were. I heard you. Our outfit, just agreeing that.
And that happens to us all the time. We don't plan this, guys. We do not plan it. It just happens. I don't know what it
The
is.
universe.
It's
It's
just the
outside.
universe.
They call just being stylish. I mean, just get with it,
Right?
Also, I want to add, if you're listening to this interview, go out there and support your local musicians, especially now. everyone's still recovering.
Mhm.
Whether it's at a coffee shop or at a big venue, these artists are putting themselves in stage to make you feel things. And it's nice to talk to them or follow them on their socials, or support them by buying merch. We're glad that we're part of that community, and we want to thank you for letting us be part of that community. I saw Jackie Benson like 5 years ago at the Flying Saucer before they closed. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. She was just performing there. I didn't know who she was, and after her set, like I told her how great her music was. I put a tip on there on her guitar case, and jump to now she's performing like ACL.
Yeah,
she's
she's
performing
huge
South by.
now,
She's hosting
yeah.
these shows, and I was like, wow, that's like a go-getter. And I didn't know that was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Mhm.
So for all you know, this artist that you see at a coffee shop, in a few years they're gonna start blowing up locally or internationally, and it'd be cool to say, hey, I spoke to that person before they were that person.
Say I spoke to this
Definitely.
person before they. Yeah, there it is, right?
Sure, sure.
And now you guys have a South by coming up. It's a
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
huge thing. That's
Yeah.
probably Austin's another big thing going on in Austin. I think it's usually Seattle in the fall,
Mhm.
South by on
Yeah,
this spring.
Yeah.
There you go. So now you have a.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well put. Yeah.
So yeah, go check these guys out. I know
Yeah,
that.
don't be afraid to come talk to us after the show either.
Hey, like I mentioned, these people are just like us, right?
Yeah, just chill.
Regular average Joes, right?
Yeah.
Just
Regular
cool
dudes.
dudes doing dude things, right? Just cool dudes
Men
with
doing
two
men things.
O's on the dudes, right? But like I said, I know I keep saying it over and over, but thank y'all for joining in.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
And
Appreciate it, man.
here we're gonna sign off right now, man.
Peace.
Thank y'all.
Laters.
Hasta luego.
All right, cool.